Virgil Abloh's designs reached further than fashion. The American designer's unique aesthetic, marrying the grit of industrial design and couture of high fashion, all through a pair of parentheses or simple quotation marks. His work eliciting one of the most iconic images of today's modern era. Virgil's designs would brandish some of the most sought-after merchandise in all of fashion, from streetwear to the likes of Louis Vuitton.
Becoming artistic director at menswear for Louis Vuitton was enormous. It was an incredible opportunity.
The industry giant passing away shockingly over the weekend at the age of 41 after a private 2-year battle with cardiac angiosarcoma, a rare and aggressive cancer that attacks the heart.
The signs tend to be fairly nonspecific. By the time you find it, it's usually already spread.
The world Abloh had built and the cultures he managed to marry, emblematic in the tributes that came pouring in, from the likes of Donatella Versace to that of hip-hop stars Drake and Pharrell.
He was a disruptor. He was endlessly curious, endlessly creative, truly prolific, truly original.
Abloh was born in 1980 to immigrant parents from Ghana in Rockford, Illinois.
Coming from this immigrant family that was really, that had very high ambitions for him. His background was in civil engineering and in architecture, but his mother was very adept at as a seamstress or at sewing, and so taught him some of the technical aspects.
The late designer had no formal fashion training, instead earning a master's degree in architecture before rising to prominence as the right-hand man and artistic director of Kanye West, now known as Ye. In an interview with Charlemagne the God, Ye detailed how important Abloh was to his creative process.
And I'm thinking of all these ideas, and Virgil's able to take all of those ideas and then architect them, because he is an architect.
In 2013, Abloh launched the iconic brand Off-White, which collaborated with top brands like Jimmy Choo, Levi's, and Nike. Serena Williams even wearing Off-White to the French Open. His unique style challenged fashion norms, employing techniques akin to hip-hop, sampling, or borrowing from those that came before him.
There's a difference between drawing inspiration from previous works and sampling it. And with the sampling, you could readily identify exactly what he was drawing from. And you can mix and match them and use them in new ways, or put them into a different context. And by putting them into a different context, you have, or perhaps you haven't, that's the debate, created something entirely new.
And his work wasn't limited to apparel, including a houseware line with IKEA, like this receipt floor rug, and another collaboration with Evian. In 2018, the List Index named Off-White the hottest brand in the world, overtaking Gucci. And with that, Virgil, one of the hottest designers in the world, and a staple in hip-hop culture, name-dropped by the likes of Drake.
Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts.
2 Chainz.
Walked out of Louis looking like a Virgil discount. If it ain't 100, it's a miscount.
And Young Thug.
Virgil been sending me drunk to see if I like it or rocking with it.
Also in 2018, Abloh became the artistic director of Louis Vuitton menswear, breaking barriers as one of the most powerful Black executives in fashion.
Louis Vuitton is part of the largest luxury conglomerate in the world. So to be able to step into that role as a Black American was huge, because, you know, as much as fashion likes to believe that it is an industry of risk-taking, one area in which it has long been risk-averse has been in the area of diversity at brands like this.
And Abloh still found time to DJ, one of his first loves, indicative of the two worlds he operated in. A near to the ground in hip-hop culture and streetwear, while his day-to-day was spent on runways and catwalks. He felt that music and fashion blended together, telling the BBC this.
As someone who doesn't see the line between music and fashion, I'm all about cross-pollinizing, but I've loved how those worlds have gotten closer.
Yeah.
And each has their own identity.
Despite his rapid ascension, achieving pinnacles in the fashion world that most could only dream of, Virgil made sure to pay it forward, paving a road in an industry where opportunities for creatives of color come so few and far between.
He inspired, I think, a generation of Black designers to believe that the system could work for them and that they didn't have to dismantle it in order to excel. He worked to raise around $1 million to fund a scholarship in New York that was specifically earmarked for Black designers, but also Black business people who wanted to be on the business side of fashion.
Even after his private struggle with cancer began, Abloh shared some of his hard-learned wisdom with the Fashion Scholarship Fund last year, his legacy living on in those he's inspired.
If there's anything you take away from me and my career to your own story, don't let anyone put you in any box. It allows a conversation to happen without you even speaking. I don't see any box. That's my freedom.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.